Hey there, Dave here. So this happened.
This guy's production quality is through the roof. Like, just look at the camera, look at the backdrop, look, just everything about his setup, I think, is perfect. And the fact that he only has like 7,400 subscribers, I'm calling it now. Like, this dude is going to blow up. He'll be at 100K like really soon, and probably even more so now with the shout out from this channel.
Wow. All I can say is thank you, Graham. And for all of the Graham fam, the Graham spam.
We're gonna spam this channel with Graham comments.
All of his viewers who are checking out my channel, thank you, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So I made this video a few months ago about the Apple Card and my subscriber count doubled. Then I opened the Black Card, and with the help of Graham and a bunch of you guys, my subscriber count has doubled again.
There we go. Dave and I are on the same wavelength there.
I'm blown away. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. I guess it's official now. This channel is all credit cards all the time. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. To all of the Graham Stephan fans who made it back to my channel to watch another video, I'm sure he would appreciate it if you smashed that like button.
See, that's literally just what I said. We're saying the same things.
And if you have no idea who Graham Stephan is, hit the like button for me.
I like this guy a lot. We're on the same wavelength. We understand each other.
But stick around, because in this video I have a major announcement about Graham making an appearance on my channel. Today's video is all about travel credit cards, both free travel credit cards and, wait for it, cards that have an annual fee. I know, shocking. But first, I do need to talk a little more about Graham Stephan, because there is a controversy brewing between the two of us. So if you're here to hear about my favorite travel credit cards, go ahead, fast forward to this time code, you won't miss anything. But if you're here to hear about the controversy, this is where it all began. I don't believe in annual fees, and this is kind of ridiculous.
I gotta say, that makes no sense whatsoever not to believe in annual fees. Like, the logic in that.
I stand behind my thoughts on annual fee credit cards. If you're getting something of value that you would pay for in your real life with real money, and you're getting it from a credit card, go ahead. The fee is worth it. But I don't think it's okay to pay an annual fee just to get more points or more miles or a slightly higher percentage cash back. Clearly from the comments, not everybody agrees with me. And another popular credit card YouTuber, the Credit Shifu, also reacted to one of my videos.
There's kind of a new credit card YouTuber in town. This guy, Dave Hanson, has done several videos. He talks about how terrible credit card annual fees are, okay? And this is something I do not agree with. Well, anyway, let's play you the clip.
I think annual fees are terrible, especially when it comes to maximizing your rewards, especially for cash back.
But this point, I definitely do not agree with.
It's kind of a weird world we're living in now. I don't know what's next. Maybe Sebastian?
Hey guys, it's Sebastian.
I actually would like to know what you think about my thoughts on credit cards, so feel free to do a reaction video to this video, and then I can do a reaction to your reaction, and Graham's reaction, and Credit Shifu's reaction. You guys want to see that? Let me know in the comments, and let them know in their comments too. Anyway, a few months ago, I was reacting to Graham Stephan's excessive amount of high-fee credit cards. The annual fees on Graham's 5 favorite credit cards add up to a whopping $1,940 a year. Now, he actually makes a lot of effort to get value from everything in his life, so I'm sure it's not any different with credit cards. I was the same way. I played the game. I'm a little older, maybe a little wiser now. That's debatable. Credit Shifu actually did have a lot of nice things to say about my video, but he too thinks I'm crazy for not wanting to pay money to be able to use a credit card.
If you're going for the quality strategy, you basically want to do the opposite of what Dave is saying, okay? Do not listen to this guy.
I love this discussion. I've spent hours responding to comments on his channel, on Graham's channel. I'm ambitiously trying to respond to every single comment left on my channel. Maybe that's a little too ambitious, but there does seem to be some interest in Graham and I debating the topic. I actually have a major announcement. I reached out to Graham, we've been talking, and he has agreed to come on my channel live, and we'll do kind of a split screen, real-time conversation about credit cards. Annual fee versus no annual fee. We're gonna answer live chats. I'm really excited about it. We're still working out the logistics, date and time to be determined. I'm trying to set a time with Graham. Let's see if he has written me back yet. No. Once we figure out the schedule, I'll post the date and time to the community section on my YouTube channel. If you don't get the notifications there though, I'll also post it on my Twitter account and on Instagram. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like it, maybe we'll do this kind of thing more in the future. And with all of that out of the way, like I said, today's video is all about travel credit cards, and travel is the one place where an annual fee often does make sense. You might have noticed this. Could it be a new credit card? So back in my video about finding a replacement for the Uber card, specifically for cash back at restaurants, I mentioned that I still do have one card with a high annual fee. Now, I crunched a bunch of numbers for this video, and I've actually changed which card I'm planning to use for travel going forward. I'll tell you which card I'm getting and why, and because 260,000 plus people like watching me open boxes, I'm gonna open this for you. That's coming up. So let's start with the best no annual fee credit card for travel. So there are actually not a ton of free credit cards out there that are amazing for travel, so it was actually pretty easy for me to pick the winner here. I also highly recommended this card in my video about the best card for cash back at restaurants. Of course, I'm talking about the American Express Propel card from Wells Fargo. I actually think Wells Fargo will probably be taking a lot of customers from Barclays since they changed their Uber card from an actual cashback card to one where you just earn credit for Uber rides. The earning rate on this card is 3 times on dining, on airfare, on hotels, on Airbnb, on rental cars, on ride shares, on transit, pretty much everything that you do while you're traveling. Plus you earn 3 times on streaming services, food delivery, and then 1 times points on everything else. The redemption rate is a consistent penny a point for both cash and travel, so you get 3% back in those categories. But if you get the Visa Signature card, also from Wells Fargo, you're going to get a 50% bonus on top of that if you redeem for travel on the Wells Fargo site. That's essentially a 4.5% rate in those categories when you redeem for travel on the Wells Fargo site. This card also comes with a couple of travel benefits, things that typically come with cards that have an annual fee, like lost luggage insurance, car rental, collision damage waiver insurance. The limits might be a little lower than a card with a fee depending on which one you have, but it's still $1,000 for lost luggage, which seems pretty good. And the card is free. Something for nothing, I'll take that. And this card has built-in cell phone insurance if you use it to pay your mobile bill, and they have some purchase protections that most cards are removing these days, especially the ones with no fee. 90-day return protection for up to $300 per incident, $1,000 a year, 90-day theft or damage protection up to $1,000, $50,000 a year. They're also extending manufacturer's warranty for up to a year. I'd say really the only downside to this card is that it is an American Express card, which isn't as widely accepted internationally as it is here in the US. But there's no foreign transaction fee when you can use this card. You would think with that Visa Signature card as well, you would have had a perfect pair, but no. That Visa card actually does have a foreign transaction fee. Come on, Wells Fargo, you nearly had a perfect set of free credit cards. This really has become my default answer when people ask me which card they should get to earn a very respectable amount of cash back, even better for travel. This is what I told my girlfriend to get. I might even get this card. Once I've spent enough to earn the bonuses on this card, that is. With the Wells Fargo Propel card, their bonus is a $300 cash bonus when you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. I think that Visa card also has a bonus. So the bonus on the Signature card is 5 times points on gas, grocery, and drugstore purchases for the first 6 months. So that's my pick for travel on a no annual fee card. It's American Express Propel from Wells Fargo. But when it comes to a card with an annual fee, you have to be getting something better, right? The only time an annual fee really makes sense to me is when you're getting something of value that you would actually pay real money for, even if it were not a perk of the card. Would I pay for a hotel room at least once a year? Yes, of course. Would I pay for insurance for my iPhone? Yes, but I think the Apple Care coverage is better, so I don't want credit card insurance. Would I pay for global entry? Yes. Would I buy a $50 item at Saks twice per year? Probably not. Would I spend at least $15 a month on Uber rides? Yeah, probably most months. Would I pay extra fees for airline baggage? No. Would I be paying for breakfast at hotels? Yes. You get the idea. So I'm anti-annual fee, but I do find value in some of their travel perks. So for me, this is an exercise in finding a card that has more perks that I would actually pay for anyway at a lower cost than paying for them directly. Beyond perks, I generally prefer cash over points because you know what cash is worth. Points are this variable value thing that it's hard to know if you're getting your money's worth. And even if you're a credit card expert, you know that someone out there is playing the game better than you are. It's kind of like FOMO, but fear of not maximizing your points. Ummm. Now, there are points out there with pretty reliable redemption rates for travel. Chase Ultimate Rewards, American Express membership rewards, the Wells Fargo Go Far points, assuming that none of those get devalued like my thank you points did back in the day. Thank you, Citibank. But the card I'll be revealing today not only has good and predictable value for travel, it also has some upside, so those people who play the credit card game and want to convert to different points and different systems, they potentially can make more value on this card as well. It also has an amazing cash redemption value. So basically, I need perks that I would pay for anyway and good value whether I redeem for cash or travel. Those two things are really what I'm looking for to make the best travel credit card for me. And that is not what I was getting from a couple of high-fee credit cards that I recently downgraded. You guys know this. I carry all of these cards in my wallet. So I downgraded the Citibank Advantage Executive World MasterCard. This is a $450 a year card. I probably had this card for 10 years. It originally let you earn elite qualifying miles on everything you bought. That's how I reached the million miler gold status for life on American, but they ended that a while ago. They now give 10,000 elite qualifying miles per year when you spend $40,000 a year on this card. I kept it anyway, not for those points, but really because it's a less expensive way of buying your way into the Admirals Club. So this card met my criteria of getting me something that I'd pay for anyway, in this case at a lower price. It's normally like $500 or $600 a year for Admirals Club membership. So it's still a good deal for the Admirals Club, but they only have maybe 50 locations worldwide, not as many internationally. I found myself staying in more and more of the Priority Pass lounges. So I downgraded this too. This is the free Citi Advantage Mile Up card. I'm not planning to use the card, but I didn't want to remove it from my credit score because I've had the card for so long. The other card that I recently downgraded, you guys can't read these numbers, can you? No. The Ritz-Carlton Visa card from JP Morgan, pretty much Chase, but they use the JP Morgan name on their fancy card. This is another $450 a year card. They don't offer this card anymore. Basically, it was replaced with the American Express Bonvoy Brilliant card. Very similar products. My main reason for keeping this card was it gave you gold status at all of the Marriott hotel brands and later the Starwood hotels too, which was amazing. Free room upgrades, free breakfast. You also get a free room at one of their nicer high category properties every year. And when you spend $75,000 a year on this card, you get upgraded to platinum status. I'm still platinum with Bonvoy. I no longer have this card. We'll see how long that status lasts. Oh, and they offset the $450 a year fee with a $300 airline incidental credit, but I have to say that this is the worst of any of the incidental credits that I've ever experienced. It's great as a marketing ploy to get you to buy into the card. It makes you think you're not actually spending $450 because you're getting $300 back, but I don't think that any of my incidentals were ever actually credited back. Part of that is my fault because you actually have to call them to request a credit, but it's partly their fault because when I did remember to call them, I got denied because it's limited to just baggage and in-flight purchases, and I can't think of a flight that I've taken where baggage wasn't included as a part of the airfare. I mean, I don't fly on Spirit, and I don't think that most people who stay at the Ritz-Carlton flew Spirit to get there. Also, the in-flight purchases do not include Wi-Fi, which I would actually use. It's basically for snacks and drinks, which again, those are included in business and first class tickets, and I kind of think that this card was a miss from a Ritz-Carlton luxury brand alignment standpoint. But again, this card did meet my criteria of giving me something that I would willingly pay money for. Not the airline incidental credits, but status at those hotels. For room upgrades, free breakfast, a hotel stay every year, I use those, and I would pay for a better room, but with status, I could actually book the lower cost room and almost always get an upgrade. I downgraded that card for the free Bonvoy Bold card. I still do have the $95 Bonvoy card. It used to be the SPG card. I've had this for a decade too. It earns the same 6 points at Bonvoy hotels that their more expensive cards do, and it still gives me a free night per year. Not at their more expensive properties, but still worth more than $95 to me. So what I want is a way to get all of the stuff that I would pay for anyway with these two $450 cards and get that for a lower price. These cards go back in the wallet. And now it's time to open this. The credit card gurus out there probably already figured it out. This is the American Express Platinum card. It's a $550 a year annual fee. Here are a list of things that it comes with. that's a pretty card. Is there anything else interesting in this box? Some reading material. I think I already know what it says. So let's talk about all of the things that this card comes with and what I would actually pay for them, and see if I'm getting $550 of value by having this card. So I've already touched on the Uber credits, $200 of Uber credits. It's $15 a month, $35 in December, which, great time to get this card. I'm gonna use those $35. So while I definitely will spend more than $200 a year on Uber, it might be hit or miss on which months. So I'm sure I'll be able to get at least $160 of value out of that. It's automatic, it just shows up in your Uber account. So that's why I'm saying $160. So you might have noticed that this card says Charles Schwab on it. This is not the vanilla card as credit card gurus would call it. This is one of their co-branded cards. Schwab has this customer appreciation bonus where if you have money in a Schwab account, they'll give you $100 or $200 depending on how much money you have in your account. So instead of $550, the effective annual fee on this could immediately drop down to $350. I checked my account and I'm getting the $200 credit. Plus, little secret, I actually opened a new account at Schwab and they gave me $3,500 for moving stocks into that account that I had at TD Ameritrade. And if you don't know,
Charles Schwab Corporation is going to be acquiring TD Ameritrade.
Eventually, they're going to just be one platform. So I jumped the gun and moved my stocks over and got $3,500. Thanks, Chuck. Moving on, this card also has a $200 airline credit. I will maybe get $25 worth of that. You know why. You have to choose one airline to get your airline incidental from. It is automatic, so that's better. Maybe I'll get something out of it. I'm not giving any value to the $100 Saks credit because I wouldn't be buying something from Saks anyway. I might do what Graham does and go to their clearance section, find a $25 item and buy it. It's a free bonus gift, but that's not something that I wanted or needed in my life. So it's nice to have, but I wouldn't have paid for it. Now, Priority Pass and Centurion Lounge access is something that I would pay for. I've been paying for the Admirals Club for years. This is my new Admirals Club. I've been paying $450 for the Admirals Club. I don't think it is actually worth that. I'm putting a $100 value on this perk. They sell the Priority Pass for, what, $300 retail? I would never pay $300 for the Priority Pass, but if it were for sale for $100, I would buy it, and so that's what value I'm putting on Priority Pass and Centurion Lounge access. This card does give you gold status at both Bonvoy properties and Hilton properties. I've never had gold status at Hilton, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm only valuing that at $95 though, because there actually is another credit card that you can buy gold status at Hilton for $95. And I'll value Bonvoy Gold at $100 because I know that I will get $100 of value from that because I've done it for years. And finally, the TSA PreCheck global entry thing, I would definitely pay real money for that. It's $100 every 4 years, so I'm giving that $25 of value. And if you add up all of that, I'm actually saving $155 because I would buy these things anyway. And with this card, I get all of those things for $155 less. The other card that I was considering was the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the reason I didn't go for it is it does have a $300 credit. The first $300 you spend in travel categories you don't get points for, they just give you a $300 credit. That makes the annual fee $150 instead of $450. But the only other perks that really overlap are Priority Pass and the Global Entry TSA PreCheck. I know I'm getting a lot more from the American Express card, and that's why paying this fee makes sense for me. Let's talk now about earning and redeeming points on this Platinum card. This card earns 5 membership reward points per dollar you spend on hotels when you book on the Amex site and on flights when you either book on Amex Travel or directly with airlines. It's only 1 point per dollar for everything else, and I really don't like the restrictions on the 5-time earnings category. I'll still use Airbnb sometimes or book directly with a hotel. I might book air on a travel site with a better price than Amex Travel. I didn't really get this card for the points. They're nice. I'll take the 5 times points when it makes sense, and I'll pay another way the rest of the time. So once I have these points, it's time to redeem them. How am I going to redeem them? There's basically 3 ways. You can book travel on the Amex Travel website. You get a penny a point when you do that. The second way is transferring your points to a bunch of travel partners. Most of them are 1-to-1 one-to-one transfers. It's pretty straightforward. You can check the price on like the Bonvoy site and see if the points are going to be worth more using them there or on the Amex travel site, transferring, blah, blah, blah. You can make this complicated and factor in resort fees and taxes and all of that. People who spend a lot of time thinking about credit card points will get 2 cents per point using this card. If that's interesting to you, there are tons of websites, there are experts in the comment section of this video that might help you out. I can see the experts typing in now. The third way to redeem points is for cash, and you know I'm a big fan of cash. This card lets you pay with points for statement credits, which is not great. You get just 0.6 cents per point. But because this is the Charles Schwab version of the card, you can redeem for cash into your Charles Schwab brokerage account at a premium. They're going to give you 1.25 cents per point. That's more than double the cash redemption rate on the Amex website. So not as good as you might be able to get from a complicated redemption strategy through travel partners, but it is a very good kind of backup system. It's an easy, immediate way to redeem points for even more than you can get for travel on the American Express website. This card has a good sign-up bonus. I've seen it as high as 100,000 points, but right now they're giving you 60,000 points when you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months. I'm traveling for the holidays. I should be able to hit that $5,000 all in the 5 times points category with hotel and air. So that's gonna do it for this video. My best credit card recommendations for travel, both with no annual fee and with a high annual fee. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, and again, I will try to respond to every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Dave Hanson. I'll see you next time.